So my journey for this course actually began back in April and May when I found out that I was going to be teaching two new classes, and the decision hadn't been made on what they were going to be or even what the course titles were. And when we finally came to the conclusion, one of the classes were going to be a programming class. And so after doing some research, I came upon uh, the discovery of the Python and the ability to take a class through edX. So I took two classes through edX. Nice because they were free, except for to get the certificates. Um, you could pay some money to get a certificate to show that you took the class. And so that's where the journey really began. And then I had heard of these classes that Chris were beginning to teach on the Fixer Upper. And so I was waiting and looking and waiting and looking. And then the class was available, but I was 6 hours um, late on signing up because they were already full. But I went ahead and I put my name in the hat, and luckily, a spot opened up, and so here I am. So um, these two classes that I took were probably in themselves 30 hours of work each, just because of the time it takes to do the programming and figure out what you don't know. But it was a fantastic course, and I'm really glad that I took it. Um, and then I started, before I started filming this, I started looking at all of your presentations that have already been here, and I went, I need to stop because I'm getting too many new ideas, and I need to finish up for the big reveal. So the programming course that I created uh, was this, and looking at some of the stuff that everybody did in the midterm gave me the ideas of doing the pictures in front, which was nice because they make everything a little more inviting. But what I really liked about diving deeper into this was working on the discussion pieces and talking about, what did they learn, or the things that I didn't really have in my class because I was working alone. So I've tried to add discussions throughout the courses. And each chapter, each section is set up with videos that I was able to use from the class that I took by Dr. Chuck Severance, this gentleman here. And so that was really nice that I'm able to use his videos. He knows programming, I'm working on it, and so I'm able to use his videos and not have to try to give all the lectures and do all the stuff on my own. Then there's some really nice videos, other videos that he's done. The other thing that I've done is added into here the uh, the different videos that he's done and the ideas of what he wanted to do. I keep looking at chapter one, and I should be moving on to something else. But then when we get done with those, when all of the videos are done, he has set up the lecture slides to where students can actually go back in, and all of the important information that he has demonstrated within the videos are on these slides, so students are able to look at those. So that was a really nice plus. And then I've given a vocab quiz and a chapter quiz using the Schoology quiz piece. And then, of course, there's an assignment. Some of these classes that in chapters, I still need to go back in and look at some of the discussions. But for the most part, there's some great things about, okay, so what did you do to figure out this programming problem? What did you do in this one? And what did you do in this case? And so that's been nice. But all of the classes are set up the same. All of them, as you must do a completion of one before you can move on to the other one. And hopefully this will allow differentiation with my class, so someone who's really sharp and knows what's going on can move forward. Other students can slow down and take their time and work it out. So this is still a project that's in being built, but for the most part, I'm ready to teach this class, and it's pretty much set. If we started teaching today, I could make it happen. Now, for my other class, it's a tech and the math classroom class. And so my choice here was, you know, how do I begin? Because it was so overwhelming to begin with. What do I do? And so I just picked a couple of different technologies that I could use and put lessons into and start creating or borrowing lessons. But I also thought that I probably need to know where are my students at as far as algebra readiness and where are they at. So I created a really quick readiness quiz, borrowing from some other places, so that students can go in, do a matching or multiple choice fill in the blank quiz, and so that was really nice. So this is pretty much a well-rounded but not difficult kind of a readiness piece. So that'll be a nice start. And then I just chose the programs of Desmos. This is a Google presentation. They're doing like a book. Instead of writing and journaling in a book, they can do some journaling and stuff in a Google presentation. So that's in the works, but I think there's some really great ideas there. GeoGebra, and then TI-84. And so there's some really great activities within all of them that are already there, so I just need to adapt them with my classes. With the GeoGebra, I'm working on doing the greatest common divisor. Actually, it's the GCF, the greatest common factor, and how we can use it and ultimately use it within finding and factoring binomials and polynomials. But what I really liked about it was, instead of giving quizzes, I opened up these discussion boards for students to work on. And like the first one is, what does the acronym GCD stand for? Just to have them get the idea of and get used to making a comment, submitting it, and then looking at what other students are doing. But after that, when I delved a little bit deeper into this, and I started looking at the class as a whole and what it would look like, then the questions become a little more in case, where this one there's a visualization of what factoring would look like if you are working within the course. And so between videos that I've embedded that talk about what's going on, and then doing the discussions, I'm hopefully that the students are a little more interactive. Definitely a lot of work to be done on this yet, but taking this course and looking at all the other ideas that some other people have done just shows me how much more work I need to do. But having not taught the course before, I feel like I've got a really good start with where I'm at. So thanks for all the ideas that I pulled from everybody else. Thanks, Chris, for letting me join the class, and I hope everyone has a successful coming school year.